Anyone else like to share? How about you in the back with the glasses, sir?
My name's Bobby, and I am an addict.
Hey, Bobby.
Hi, Bobby. You know, you folks aren't here because you're gamblers. You are here because you are terrible gamblers.
Hey, Bobby.
These folks don't need to stop doing what they're doing. They just need to get better at it. Who's dealing?
Please.
Who said?
Let's roll. The Monday Night Meltdown has begun. The pimps, the players, the hustlers, the people above them, and everybody else in between, from Costa Rica to California, Montreal to Minnesota, Winnipeg to Weehawken. Let's do this thing. Monday Night Football going on right now in the Bay Area. It's 20-10 for the San Francisco 49ers. We're on the New York Giants on the money line. And we've also got this game teased to the over. So we'll see what happens here. The New York Giants are moving the football right now. They got a big return from Corey Coleman. Oh, Odell Beckham nearly just made a crazy catch in the end zone, but he didn't. 20-10 right now. Wow, close. He tried to one-hand it. I'm sure somebody out there is thinking, well, he should have got two hands on the football, but he did the best that he could to even come that close to catching it. Giants 3rd and 7 from the 20-yard line. Eli Manning back to pass, throws it up, back to Beckham, touchdown. Odell Beckham ain't playing tonight. Hey, that was a nice pass from Eli Manning. I'll give him credit. I like the play call. Go back to your best player. And just like that, the Giants are right back in this football game. Say what you will about Odell Beckham, but the dude really is awesome. What's up, Daniel? What's up, Dan Lawn, Dog Willie, Matt, Ken Peacock, Jason Finley, Bruce Chad, Trey. What's up, Trey? Wally George, what's up? Nate Peterman, released from the Buffalo Bills. An end of an era. An end of an era. You know what's crazy? He still made $1.8 million. What's up, Matthias? So he still got $1.8 million on the way out. So that's not bad. So, a lot of people feel sorry, I'm sure, for Nate Peterman, but the guy is a millionaire. Yeah, that's saying something. So for all all the mocking and all the failure and stuff, he's made more money than the most of us in our lives. In a couple of years, he's made $1.8 million. Thank you very much, Jason. What's up, Tim? Yeah, people really seem to enjoy the Periscope on Saturday. And, we'll see. I might be going to the Notre Dame game this week. I'm getting a little worn out of going to all these games, to be honest. But as long as I'm New York, I want to enjoy some of the games. I have to go see Michigan, obviously. I don't have to go see Notre Dame and Syracuse. I don't need to go at every game. But the thing I don't mind about this game, is it won't take me forever to get there. And it won't take me forever to get back. And I actually like the start time. It's pretty convenient. Like, the game starts at 2:30. It's kind of perfect. The game starts at 2:30. I can do the show till 1. It'll take me half an hour to get to the stadium. The subway might be packed, but it'll take half an hour to get to the stadium only or so. half an hour out on the way out after. Game will be over at about 6 o'clock. So we went to no, I never played for Sun Youth. I was going to coach at Sun Youth, though. Like, if I would have stayed in Montreal, I'd be a football coach now. Yeah, you know what? Actually, hey, I got to be honest. Not drink, it's worse. It's actually worse because I just ended up drinking too much before the game. It didn't really bother me not drinking at the game, to be honest, because I was pretty drunk. So like, I needed a break, to be honest. Like, you know, I actually drank a bottle of water at the game. You know, we did leave pretty quickly, though. We made it. Yeah, exactly. Like if they just would have sold at the game, Drew, like, you know what I mean? I would have paced myself. It would have been different. Big Moose says I look cold. I was cold. I was cold. Is it worse getting around in New York or LA? It's worse getting around in LA. It's worse getting around in Los Angeles. It's not that hard getting around in New Jersey and New York. It's just hard when you go to football games. It's just hard when you go to football games. But other than that, it's all right. LA is a bitch to get around. Toronto's worse than LA. Like, Toronto's the worst of the three. Like, like New York and LA are like the streets are wider. Like Toronto is a very big city. Like, it's sprawling Toronto, but the streets are actually pretty small. Right? So like it's just like very vast. So like the infrastructure of Toronto just can't handle as many people that are there. Like the city wasn't built for fucking 8 million people. You know, it was built for like 3 to 5 million people. Like, it's out of control. Like it's like really fucking overly populated Toronto. And it only continues to grow, that city. Even though they're projected that basically in like 20 years in Toronto, everyone's gonna be homeless and shit. Toronto's sort of like San Francisco. Like San Francisco's arrived there, where like San Francisco became so successful, the rents are too expensive for everybody, and there's nowhere for people to live. Like, there's people all over the streets and shit. Like, Toronto's not that bad because it's cold, so people don't really want to be on the street, but it's to that point. Like, Toronto, like Toronto's like a real have and have not city. Like, people in the downtown core in Toronto are living this, like, you know, nice condos and luxurious. They have money and stuff. And like the outskirts of Toronto are fucking poor. And there's like people getting shot and robbed and shit. Yeah, Toronto should have an NFL team. It could have an NFL team. It probably eventually will. The government that's in charge in Ontario now is pro NFL. Like, they do want an NFL team. I would imagine the NFL. Look, the Toronto was going to try to get the Bills, right? The thing is with with NFL in Toronto is it could work. It could work, but it's not like there's an outcry for it. Like, people in Toronto are kind of happy with the way it is. Like, there's a lot of NFL fans in Toronto, but you know, most of them are Bills fans or Detroit Lion fans. You know, you get all the games on TV in Toronto. Like, it's not like there's like people demanding, man, there should be an NFL team here. Like, half the city of Toronto goes to the Bills games every Sunday. Like you can get, like basically you can leave Toronto and get to a Bills game quicker than it takes me to get to these fucking Rutgers games and shit. Seriously, like, you know, that's because the train broke down. It was supposed to take an hour. It broke down in Edison, New Jersey, of all places, where the Exotica porn convention was. It was a pleasant start to the day. It was a pleasant start. I took the train at 12:15 so I could get there and tailgate and enjoy the game a bit. And we were cruising along. I was like, man, trains, and it was longer than an hour, though. It was like an hour and 15 minutes, and we still weren't there yet. But I didn't really care. I drank a 6-pack on the train. You can drink on the trains legally. Like I asked, I said, can I drink this? And they're like, sure. So I was like, cool. I even asked. I really did. I asked the guy, am I allowed to drink? He's like, yep. So I drank 6. I pounded a 6-pack on the train on the way there. I drank all 6 too. That's how it started. So I drank like 6 fucking drinks, like fucking before I even got off the train. And the fucking train, the train stopped. And I didn't really notice. I was just kind of sitting there buzzed. I didn't really care. I wasn't complaining or anything. I wasn't even mad. I was like, man, we're at this station for a long time. Then they came on with the announcement. They're like, listen, the train, it just broke down. They're like, we're trying to fix it. We're going to know in like 5 or 10 minutes. And they said, the stadium is at the next stop, yet it's 3 miles. And I look outside and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I'm in the middle of nowhere here. So I got off the train. Everyone got off the train pretty much. All these Michigan fans, everyone got off the train. So I was like, wow, everyone's getting off. So let me just see what's going on here. I get off and we're in the middle of nowhere. And everyone's Ubering it and stuff. And there's like a fucking rush on Ubers in this small town. So I went back on the train. And the guy on the train says, yeah, we just got word. We're going to be leaving in like 5 minutes. So I was like, yes, good move. I gambled right, not getting, coming back to the train. It never left. Then they came on. They're like, yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to be leaving anytime soon. But what's crazy is there was another train behind us that got stuck. Like all these fans were late and stuff. Like it's a shit show. Like everyone that left at 1:15 train got screwed. So if I would have left later, I would have been pissed. Like you got to leave like 3 hours in advance, so you're going to get screwed. Like, look, when we left Penn Station at 6 o'clock. I got to the stadium at 8:15. That time we went to a Giant game. Usually takes me 11 minutes from here, with my driver. It's ridiculous. So, let's go Giants. Oh, big play for Shepard. Let's go. No, I did not try to sneak booze into the game. But I could have. Like if I doubt I'll ever go again, to be honest. But if I ever did for some reason, which I won't, but if I ever did, I don't care who's playing there. Like I don't care if Michigan's playing. I'm never going back. Like nothing bad happened to me there either. Like a lot of times, like I've had worse things happen to me at stadiums and shit. Like I didn't get kicked out. I didn't have problems with security. I had no problems with the cops. Like I had no problems at the Rutgers game, which is rare for me. Usually there's like some sort of incident at a game, but I really didn't have any incidents. I got into it with some kids from Rutgers before the game, and they were the ones that started it. It wasn't even me. I was minding my own business. I was taking a leak in the bush, and these kids started mouthing off at me. Calling me an old man and shit. They're like, fuck Michigan, you old man. And like, at first I thought they were joking and stuff. But then I saw like they were actually serious. Like they were trying to like act all tough and shit. So I said to the kid, how about I smash your face open? They started walking towards them, man. They got a little freaked out there. And then they're like, oh, there's police right there. Get the police. I was like, the funny thing is too, they were like little pipsqueak, like geek kids. Like I was so shocked. Like that was my whole thing. Like I was shocked. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like big jocks or something. Hey, you know what I mean? Where I was like, oh shit, I better shut up. It was like these geeky fucking kids. it was like these geeky kids, like they were like small and like they weren't tough kids either. You know what I mean? It was like, that's why I was shocked. I was like, are these fucking nerds like mouthing off at me? And they were with like their nerdy girlfriends, and their girlfriends were like, let's go. He's getting mad. Like they could, like the girlfriend saw I wasn't joking at the point. Like when I said what, I started walking towards them. I said, how about I smash your fucking face open? And they're like, the police are right behind you. Get the police. Then I realized, I was like, all right, better chill out, fuck. So I just told these kids, go fuck yourselves. I said, by the way, you go to Rutgers, like you're working at Walmart. And I said, have fun taking my fucking greeting me at Walmart, you little shithead. Fucking, I started mouthing off to them. They're walking away. I'm like, you better walk away. Fucking, they're walking away. I remember too, I get to the door and there's a bunch of cops there. They were like watching it all too. It's funny, like these cops. I get to the door, I'm like, fucking kids. I had my drink in my hand. I'm like, fucking kids, how you doing, sir? He starts laughing. He goes, you're good. He goes, you're good. I was like, thank you, sir, because I had to drink. I said, oh, what do I do with this? All right. He was like, you're good. Fucking slam it down in front of the cop. Fuck. Dude, it's amazing. You take the train out there, and the train isn't even close to the stadium. To be honest, too, Michigan fans were dickheads, too. It was a case of which it was just everyone was a dickhead. Like, first off, the Rutgers fans were very docile. Like, they, you know what I mean? Like, there wasn't many of them, but the ones that were there were all cold, and they just sat there. What are they going to do? Their team sucks. So, like, you know what I mean? It's not like Vegas. Like, Vegas, the team blows, but it's Vegas. They serve alcohol and liquor. You can buy whatever drink you want. It's like a bar fucking a Vegas game. So, like, there's people getting wasted at Vegas games. Like, the student body at Vegas have fun at the games, even though they're Vegas. Like, Rutgers, there's no student body there. It was, like, mostly, like, old people, really. Like, there wasn't much of a student section at the Rutgers game. It was, like, older fans, just sort of football fans. Like, I met dudes on the train that were just going to the game to see the game type thing. That's how I got to the game. I shared an Uber with some old dude that was just going to the game. He says he just goes to like big sporting events and shit. And yeah, so you get there, you get to the train station, and the train station's like nowhere near the stadium. You need to take a shuttle. And I was in this little town. The little town wasn't bad, New Brunswick. It was actually cool. They had a little dive bar there. And, you know, I didn't have any problems there. You know, like I said, it's not like I got pulled over. I was drinking on the street and shit. No one cared. Like there was people drinking on the street though in that town going to the game, but it wasn't like packed that town. And then we took a shuttle there, and I was kind of drunk, but it took a little while. Like it was like 10 minutes, 15 minutes out there. It's like a 15-minute drive in the middle of nowhere, and the stadium really is in the middle of nowhere. Like there's nothing around it. Like this, there's not like the campus there or anything. It's like there's just this stadium and this fucking river and shit. Like it's on the side of this road. Like it's, I can understand. Like it would be very hard to like recruit there. Like the stadium is bad, the team is bad, the fan base is bad. Like there's no atmosphere. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's like it's you know pretty much the worst situation I've ever seen. Next to UNLV, like UNLV Stadium is very similar. Where UNLV Stadium is in the middle of nowhere, and it's not even in Las Vegas. Like UNLV Stadium, it's in the middle of the desert. And there's nothing around it. Like you leave the stadium and you're really in the desert. You're in the mountains in the desert and shit. When you leave that stadium in Vegas, like you're screwed. Like you better have a car or like there's no taxis. Like we've been stranded a couple of times outside that stadium. Now I don't know where our boy Millhouse is. But going to Millhouse, going to the game with Millhouse was cool. Actually, he's a cool dude. Like I had no problem. Like Millhouse was throwing it down. I like Millhouse's style. Like he looked over at me at halftime and he goes, "Would you be upset if I suggested we leave now?" I told him I like your style, Millhouse. And I told him, I said, let's go back. I said, let's go back to that dive bar. So we took the shuttle out of there. It took for fucking ever. It was a good thing we left at the half. Like it would have taken forever. Like I didn't get back to the city until 9 o'clock and I left at the half. Okay. Like if I would have stayed the whole game to watch Michigan not cover, like I would have been back at midnight. How many people does the stadium hold? I don't know. Probably about 65,000 or so, 58,000, 60,000. A pretty big stadium. It was pretty full. It wasn't sold out. It was pretty full though. Like the upper deck had a few empty seats. There was like a section, like the crappiest section, the crappiest sections on the top were empty. But for the most part, the stadium was pretty full. It was all Michigan fans. Like it was like you'd think it would like if not for the stadium, like there was way more blue jerseys in the stands and at the like concession. It was Michigan fans everywhere. J-Rod, UVA, huh? I got to be honest with you, J-Rod. Like football games, there it's not what 52,000, huh? It's not yeah, football's not the greatest thing live. It really isn't. One thing that struck me actually was well, leaving at a college halftime is a little different than a pro because the college game takes forever, man. Like the first half of that Michigan Rutgers game took nearly 2 hours. Like we left, it was like 6:30 or something. Like it was already getting dark and cold and shit. And the game just was taking forever. And it was a boring game. Michigan just kept running the ball. Rutgers couldn't do anything. I knew we weren't going to fucking cover. Like, that punt return just sort of threw everything off. Michigan weren't that jacked up. Like, Michigan were cold. Like, you could see the Michigan players. Like, we were pretty close to them. Like, the Michigan kids were cold. Like, you could see them on the sidelines all sort of dancing and trying to stay warm and stuff. And it was a weird atmosphere in there. But I was going to say the thing that struck me, actually, being close to the field at a college game is they're kids. Fuck, they're small. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't been to a college game in years. And we were really close to the field, right? So that's the one thing that struck me. I was watching, like even Michigan, I was like, man, you can really tell they're kids. Like they're the wide receivers are skinny and shit. Like they're kids. Like you can tell some of these kids are moved out of high school and you see it. Like on TV, everyone looks big, but when you're there, you're like, damn, fuck, they really are kids, these guys. Like when you see them with their helmets off, like you're like, holy fuck, like they're fucking like, it's easy to forget that college guys are kids, I think you're right, Wally George. Give me a good sports book over a stadium. Intercepted, Giants ball. So, J-Rod, you really need Cardano on to show them Jets and Mets. Yeah, we should get him on to bitch about the Jets. Well, we started a new morning show this morning. If that's a good announcement. How about you shut up? A guy comes in here to say, yo, shut up. Quality of Troll, 2018. Guy's too stupid to even come up with a name. Are you that stupid? You can't even come up with a name? Is that your phone number you're giving us? Are you that lonely you want us to call you? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? You want us to call you? I think it might be. Is that a phone number? Not sure what that means. The troll game is pathetic in 2018. Terrible. Like I said, if there was like a funny troll or something, I'd give the guy some space to do his thing. But Bobbert throwing some serious shade here. All right, so the Giants, 2020 right now. The Giants are trying to will themselves to victory here. They need to be careful and not get too conservative. You know, it's like the Giants can sense, like, oh, we're not getting blown out here. Like, it's amazing. If you look at this, the New York Giants, it's taken them all of this to be tied with a crappy team with a kid playing his second game. like the Giants are digging down deep right now. Like, they really are giving everything that they have. Like, this is like a Super Bowl for them. And it's 2020. It's 2020. I'm probably going to get screwed over. I'm probably going to get screwed over here and by not taking the Giants plus the 3, which I always do. I decided to bypass the 3 tonight. If they lose by 3, I'm going to be frustrated. But I also have the keys to the over. So that's looking pretty good right now. $13:34 left in the fourth quarter. All right, so we hit the long field goal prop right out of the gate. That's always nice. That's always a good thing. I'm on the New York Giants on the money line. I didn't see the Karis LeVert injury. You know what's funny? Like, it's not funny, but I'm not squeamish. Like, a lot of people, a lot of people don't like to watch those gruesome injuries and shit. I don't make jokes of them. I don't watch them over and over, but I'll watch them once just to see it, to get a context of it, right? People are talking about it. Like, I watched the Hayward injury once. I saw it. I didn't rewatch it. But Karis LeVert, I like Karis LeVert, right? He's a Michigan guy, so I feel bad for him. I actually tried to watch it, but the video didn't get to it. They just showed the reaction and shit. It took too long, so. No fisticuffs on the way home, big time. Yeah, OG went off for $3,500. Yeah, Paco Healy is a medic in the chat here. Paco's a medic. So imagine he's seeing, I wouldn't be able to handle that. People getting shot and shit and fucking you know, old people, all kinds of crazy stuff. Good stuff, Drew. Yeah, you know what? I'm actually winning $6 right now as we speak, and I still have Klay Thompson. It hasn't even started yet, which is pretty good. Like, I'm definitely much better at this NBA stuff. Like, I've got 275 points right now. Everything's actually pretty much final except for I've got Klay Thompson. So I've got Klay Thompson and 275 points. Whatever Klay gives me plus 275. It's not bad. I'm in 600 place right now to 3,963 people. Hopefully Klay can go off and I can climb a little bit here. But yeah, Anunoby owned by 1.5%. Dirt cheap, 26 DK points. Look at this one too. I gave you guys Jeff Green today, 2.1, 34 DK points. Dennis Schroeder, I was high on Schroeder, 48 DK points. Kyle Anderson, $4,000. Told you take Kyle Anderson, 32 DK points. 7.7 is value. Like, really, like, my lineup is spectacular. Karl Anthony Towns was my money pick, 61 points. Like, I should be better. Like, everybody has delivered more than 5 times the value, except, ironically enough, my boy Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi was good, but 34 points. We need more than that. And, I mean, look, these are my players. 32 points, 48 points, 34 points, 34 points, 38 points, 26 points, and 61 points. Pretty damn good. Here come the San Francisco 49ers right now. All right, we do have some college basketball going on right now. If you listen to the radio show today, too, as Drusilla clearly did, I talked about the Vermont Catamounts and getting all those points. Right, we'll see. Maybe Kansas going to pull away late here. I need the over of this game. It's a little lower scoring than I would hope, to be honest. We should get there, though. I mean, Kansas is now at 68. Kansas should go on a little bit of a run here. What's the in-game number? It's right on the number, 149.5. And I got I played the Stanford Cardinal earlier, and we got a push. I took the Cardinal plus 18. They lost by 18. We took the New York Rangers this evening, and the Rangers were victorious, 2-1. We're on the Dallas Stars right now. That game's 1-1 midway through, early in the third, 14 minutes left. And for the record, we're on the Nashville Predators tonight. It's rare. I played 3 hockey bets tonight. I played 3 games. Should have played Carolina, too, at minus 170. I didn't want to lay 70 cents with them, but the Canes win 3-2. I thought the Rangers were a good bet at minus 130. You have to throw the narratives out. Listen, the Rangers are playing good hockey. All right, I keep on looking in for the fucking prop here. I want to see where these quarterbacks are at. It wasn't pretty earlier, so we hit the long field goal prop on like the first drive of the game, which is always a pleasure. Always got to like that. God, these quarterbacks are terrible. All right, Nick Mullins is up to 192. His prop is only 236.5. Remember the last time Mullins? It was last week, man. We lost by half a yard. Eli Manning is terrible, so he's not going to get to 275.5. It's not happening. Eli Manning is 13-20. He got 2 touchdowns, but he's 13-21 for 119 yards. It's not pretty. Meanwhile, Nick Mullins is 22-31 for $192. Best thing that can happen for us here is Eli Manning and the Giants go down the field, score points, and it forces Mullins in San Francisco to try to come back. It's 236.5 for Mullins. We're not asking for much. We need 44.5 passing yards from Nick Mullins, and we hit that quarterback prop to go over the number. Saquon Barkley, I believe, his prop was 70.5 yards rushing, and now he's at 64, so he's pretty close. I don't really have an opinion. I don't have a late opinion. Hey, now I'm winning $5 in the NFL Showdown. I don't really have an opinion on this late Clipper Warrior game with all the injuries and stuff. Utah State under, huh? Yeah, good stuff, Headshot. Did Witten just say they're playing at a high level? You can't make this up, but last week, I don't know where the hell I was. I think it was when I was in Toronto a couple of weeks ago. I have a hard time keeping up, but I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was when I was in Toronto because I was in a hotel. So yeah, I was in Toronto. When I was in Toronto that 2 weeks ago, I left the room and I came back into the room and Jason Witten was being interviewed, like the preview, whatever. It was on ESPN, TSN, and the first thing I heard him say is he's playing at a high level. It's a DGen game, but it's an entertaining game. Yeah, it's 2020. You know, we watched some of that Stanford, North Carolina basketball game earlier. I didn't get a chance to watch the Raptor game. I know the Raptors lost tonight. All right, here's Manning back to pass, going deep, deep, deep. He's got him. Come on. Oh, fuck Eli. Jeez, man. Oh, God, Eli's terrible, man. Look at Odell. The guy's wide open. Like, Odell has to stop running, come back, come back, come back. It's like, dude, that's a touchdown. That's a touchdown. Like, with 90% of the quarterbacks in the NFL, that's the dude, like, it's unprofessional. Like, it's to the point where it's unprofessional. He's not playing at an NFL level. Like, it's like that can't happen. That can't happen. Like, I get it that you're going to underthrow it a bit, but dude, like, you underthrew it so much that the play died. The play died. Like, Odell had to stop running and come back. Like, that's like high school shit. Not even high school. Like, high school quarterbacks don't make that throw that poorly. It wasn't even that far. It was like 35 yards, 40 yards only. That was a touchdown. 3rd and 7. And Eli gets sacked. Fuck. Good job, Eli. Holy fuck, are you useless? Fuck. I said it earlier. Yeah, no, but look, they keep defending Eli. Oh, there's no pressure. How about you scramble, Eli? Like, instead of standing there, he doesn't move. He doesn't try to scramble. Like, bro, how about you roll out? Like, when you see everyone's coming, like a pro quarterback does. How about you're like, oh shit, if I stand here, I'm going to get sacked. I better move away. It's like, no. I'm going to get sacked. You can't, it's got to stop. Like, I get it. Like, they keep saying, oh, you know, if he gets time. Nobody gets time in the NFL. Russell Wilson doesn't get time. He won a Super Bowl. Cam Newton doesn't get time. You know what I mean? You don't get time. Like, Deshaun Watson doesn't get time. Like, it's the reality. There's a million bad offensive lines in the NFL. The Giants aren't the only one. If your quarterback is just going to drop back and pass and go, oh, shit, and fucking get sacked every time, what are you going to do? Like if that's Russell Wilson or someone, they're bouncing around, they're rolling around, and they're hitting an Odell open. That's the whole thing. These players are being wasted. Like the big thing, the hardest way to defend a wide receiver in the NFL nowadays is with these quarterbacks that can extend plays. Like if you're a DB, you can't cover Odell Beckham for 7 seconds. You might be able to cover him for like 3.5 seconds. The play is going on. But when it turns into 5 seconds and 7 seconds and 8 seconds, he's going to burn you. Eventually, he's just going to say, all right, I'm going to go this way. And you can't keep up with him, so you're done, right? But, like, you're wasting these players. Like, Odell Beckham is freaking open on every motherfucking play. If he was on the Saints, this guy would break Jerry Rice's record. He'd be the #1 wide receiver in the history of the NFL. Like, he's open on every play. Like, Eli Manning's going to cost him the game with that non-pass. If I lose this game by 3 points, I'm going to snap, man. No, this is his last year. This is his last year. There's no way that Eli Manning survives this. He's done. He's done. The Giants know he's done. The only question is for the New York Giants. Is do you draft a quarterback or do you just sign a free agent or you bring in somebody, you trade for somebody, Nate Peterman is available. Nate Peterman's available, and I don't know. Nate Peterman is probably better than Eli Manning. I don't know. The thing is, Derek Carr is going to be done with the Raiders, but I don't know if Derek Carr is all right, but he's not great. He's an upgrade on Eli. Like I think Andy Dalton. Isn't Andy Dalton's contract up? Teddy Bridgewater is going to be a free agent. Not better than Archie, man. Teddy Bridgewater is good. Teddy Bridgewater is a free agent. Yeah, Andy Dalton's not a good fit for the Giants. They'll draft a quarterback, I assume. But the thing is, then you're just wasting Odell and Barkley again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I guess whatever, man. It just is what it is. But unless you strike gold and you get some stud rookie quarterback. The Giant defense is now, they're going to blow this game. Listen, the Giants are going to get a pretty it's not like they're not going to get an opportunity. These are the quarterbacks that are free agents next year. These are the quarterbacks that are free agents. Tyrod Taylor, Josh McCown, Teddy Bridgewater. So Teddy Bridgewater's the front runner here. Teddy Bridgewater's only 27 years old, too. If I was the Giants, I would think long and hard. If I was the Giants, you know what I would do? I would sign Teddy Bridgewater. He only makes $6 million. He's not going to command like $20 million or anything. I would sign Teddy Bridgewater and then draft a quarterback. So you throw Bridgewater in here, you develop the young quarterback. That's something you could look at. That's something you could look at. Ryan Fitzpatrick's a free agent. No one's building around Ryan Fitzpatrick. Geno Smith. They've been down that road. Brock Osweiler. Brandon Whedon, David Fales, Tom Savage, Matt Barkley, Landry Jones, Kevin Hogan, Brett Hundley. Here, some real winners here. Trevor Simeon, Nate Sudfeld, Trevon Boykin. Wow. Giants just getting carved up now at the end of this game. And we're going to fall short on these props now, too. Fuck this game. Fucking frustrating, man. How would this be? How different could this be right now for the Giants if Eli Manning could just freaking throw a football? Like, oh, it should have been a touchdown, but if not a touchdown, at least this is frustrating. Mullins is up to 203 passing, but we're going to fall short, and Eli's not going to get it. 2nd and 5 right now. The Giants better think about using their timeouts soon. San Francisco is just killing the clock. Shermer is a shitty coach, man. Like, call timeout now. Like, they basically let San Francisco just kill the last 5 minutes here. Like, since Eli misses that pass. Eli misses that pass. San Francisco have been just, bleeding the clock. It wears on the defense, when they watch the quarterback, not make plays. It's like, oh, fuck, come on, man. Like, you know what I mean? They're like us. They're watching that. They see Odell wide open, and they're like, oh, my God, oh, my God. And they're like, oh, fuck, come on, Eli. And then they got to go out there and stop, and they're thinking, man, like, what do we have to do? Like, 3rd and 6. All right. Well, I'm going to lose money again. I could have just gotten a push. I could have taken the 3 and gotten a push. Fuck, man. I got a teaser too, but I could have got a push in this game. Could have been a contender. We need overtime. We need the Giants to come back and tie this game at 23 after, man. Send this game to overtime. Robbie Gould could miss. Like, even though he had a 53-yarder, like, once in a while this guy misses. Not this time. 23-20 with 2 minutes and 46 seconds left. So basically, Eli, this could be it for you, to be honest. Like, honestly, but the thing is, this is a problem because he knows this. You're right. Like, the Giants weren't even committal about him starting next week. Like, they basically said, we're taking everything. Everyone is evaluated now. A couple of weeks ago, they were defending him. Now the new line is everybody is evaluated after each game. The word is in New York here, they want to get Lalletta in here. They want to see if Lalletta can play, which they think he can, actually. Right? They think he can. No, he didn't help himself by fucking evading police and getting arrested a couple of weeks ago, but the Giants have his back on that, so he's actually fighting it too now. After the night it happened, I was sore, I'm sorry and shit, but now he's basically saying that they're overly exaggerating what happened, that he didn't nearly run anyone over. That it's true. They told him to fucking turn left and he did it. Like, they basically told him you can't go up there and he went past. You know what I mean? But he didn't hit anybody. I saw a dude nearly hit a fucking traffic cop yesterday, actually. Like, I don't know, it looked like he did it deliberately. Like, the chick said to him, she goes, "Sir, if you get any closer, you're going to be under arrest." And fucking guy was yelling at her and shit. Did they really close at 3.5? I thought it was 3. Good for you. They got it at I thought it was 3. So good for you. They got it at 3.5 earlier in the day or earlier in the week or whatever. What's up, Iggy? 68. Yeah, it's hard for me to keep the faith. We're talking about the Giants here, but you know what? I think we can get there. Did he overcash? Oh, it just ended. What's the score? What happened? Let's see. Vermont and Kansas. 28-26 for the Clippers right now. High scoring game. Vermont and Kansas final score. Holy fuck. Yeah, 152. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think we should almost check the tape from today, guys, but this is pretty crazy. I think I said 84-68. If you recall, I was like, yeah, Kansas should get about 84, 85 points, and Vermont will get into the high 60s. I don't know. I want to check the tape. I threw out a couple of scores. I was like, I think I said like fucking 84, 60. I think I called 154. Man, the Buffalo Bulls won again tonight. They need to stop with these slants. Eli can't complete slants. They're very challenged with Eli. Like, he can't complete slants and he can't throw the ball deep. So, like, I don't like that. You know what I mean? Everything's got to be a check then. He threw a nice pass like when Odell was in the end zone, but like, he's extremely limited in what he can do. All right, Eli, come on, man. Yes. This guy was wide open. Like, it's not like Eli's great, but he was wide open. Fuck. That's the thing. Like, this is why I tell you, like, I don't know if you want a rookie quarterback with the Giants. Like, the Giants have weapons that are open all the time. Eli can't get them the ball. You know what I mean? If you just had it half adequate, like even Ryan Fitzpatrick, this team would score points. Like, I'm telling you, like, Eli's this bad. But we need him to be good right now. Come on, Eli. See, there's the classic. They know that's what they can do with Eli right there. The quick drop, check down, throw it. Like, that's, you know what I mean? That play for 6 yards. Like, that's his wheelhouse. It's tough. You know what I mean? See, like, it's just like he's too slow, Eli. Like, even on that play, like, he huts, everything's slow. It's like he's doing everything just like 1 seconds too slow. Everything's slow to develop with him. Everything needs to be wide open. Like, it's just like, it's inadequate quarterback play. It's hard to win when you have a quarterback playing at this level. It is 4-down territory, but this is a scary situation, Headshot. It's a scary situation because their play calling isn't very good. So when they're in short yardage situations like this, Eli throws the ball too slowly. So when they try these little quick hits and quick slants, it doesn't get there and fast enough. The DBs are too fast in the NFL now. You notice all of his passes, the DB's arms are always right there and shit. You know, Aaron Rodgers throws the ball, they're getting there after. Like with these guys, they get there at the same time the ball does all the time. Like they can react. They can see, oh shit, someone's open, but it takes Eli so long to throw it there. They're able to run to the man. And the Giants have a tendency of running the ball here with Barkley in these short yard situations. And Saquon's good, but he's not good in short yardage. He's small. And he runs the ball right up the middle. The Giants' O-line's bad. Like, it's like he runs into these walls. I've seen it like 12 times this year. Like, I'm a little concerned what the Giants are going to call here. You know, I don't know if you saw this yesterday, but we were talking about this yesterday on the air with Corey during the NFL show, is that there was a touchdown that Julio Jones scored. And basically all Matt Ryan did is he fucking snapped the ball, he turned around and he zinged it. Like, and fucking Jones was in the slot. Like, Jones was like 7 yards away from him. And Jones was on the 2-yard line. He just fell forward. Like, and when you need 1 or 2 yards, I thought that earlier, like if the Giants were creative, they would have stolen that play. Do the same thing with Odell. Just throw him this extremely quick hit, but I guess they don't think Eli can do it. Like, what are they going to do here on 3rd and 7? I'm concerned. And the Giants moved. Third and 12. Eli back to pass. Dumps it off. I think there's defensive holding. This should be an automatic first down. Oh, we got saved. We got saved. Whatever, man. Buddy did hold him. He grabbed Saquon Barkley. He did. He got lucky, though. Yeah, we're getting lucky. I would just throw screen passes here from here on out. There you go, like that. I like that. That's what you got to do. Now there's a flag. Oh, dear God. Watch. Illegal lineman downfield. What are you guys doing? Ten-yard. There's 2 steps forward, like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. That's what I said, bros. Are like, you see it. Like, this is like a Super Bowl. Like, they're doing everything they can, and they can't beat the Niners. Like this is a this is unbelievable. This 1st and 20. Like, now they just make everything hard on themselves. Yeah, just play dink and dunk here, guys. I would just dump the ball off to Barkley. I'd dump these quick screens. They're at the 50 again. I can't believe this. Guys, don't go for the big play here. Don't go for the big play. You only need 15 yards. You're on the 50-yard line. You get to the 35-yard line, it's a 50-yard field goal. Like, really, you only need 10 yards here, guys. Like, your kicker should be able to get a 50, 52, 55-yarder. Like, you know, it sucks putting a pressure on him, but Like, don't go deep all the time. Just get some yards back here, guys. Get the ball to the 35 or so. Come on, man. Think. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, the flag. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now this is like mercy flags now, man. Like, Odell's like, come on, man. I'm with Eli here. Come on, bro. Help me out. Listen. The Barkley penalty was a penalty. That's not pass interference here. He did touch him, but that's not pass interference. Like that was no pass interference. The Barkley foul was a foul. Like that was actually a penalty, but that Odell Beckham was not. Like it wasn't the ball. Like Eli wasn't even near them. Like even like Odell like just looked at the ref. Like, come on, man. Eli's going to throw an interception. They got to be careful. He's going to throw a pick. I'm telling you. Like, this game is unbelievably this is unbelievable. It's all right, Joshua. Yeah, if you type too fast, it'll. Yeah, tough catch for Ingram because the ball's underthrown. So. Like, stop throwing it deep, guys. Just go for the field goal here. It's like they're going for the win. Go for the field goal, man. You got to get a little closer. Come on, guys. He really is, Nelson, just sort of lobbing it up there. I can't jinx him, DeMarco. I'm just calling it like what's going to happen. Yeah, he made a 53-yarder. Come on, Rojas. Yeah, Eli Manning's passes pretty much look like what I would do. I just sort of lob the ball up there. Come on. Yeah. You haven't given the ball to Barkley in a few plays. Just dump it off to Barkley. Like let Barkley pop one here. Like you're playing with fire, letting Eli just lob these balls up. Kyle. Eli sits on the back porch. Cooper gets a seat at the big boy table. Just keep the ball to Barkley here. Dump it off to him. Let him just pick up 7, 8 yards or maybe more. You know what'll happen. There you go. Come on. Just dump it off. There you go. See? What did I say? Just dump it off to Barkley. That's my baby. Money line. Money line. Come on, Giants. Money line. Not to mention we've got the Giants in the we've actually got the Giants in the Golden Nugget contest. We're 5-1 this week, guys, too. Oh, they're getting close. What's up, Hainzer? What's up, Tim? Second and 1. Touchdown. Hell of a catch. Like, it's like Tessitore's like, how about Eli? It's like, yeah, come on. Like, it took Sterling Shepard to jump like 18 feet in the air. You see him? He's like fucking. Like, it was a hell of a catch. Hello, Shadira Brown. And the game goes over the number. No, nice job by Eli. It was. There were some penalties, but listen, good job. Listen, I bet on them, fuck, for a reason. This is pretty good. We have the Giants on the money line. We have the teaser that hits, and we have the long field goal that hits. So we're 3-2 in this game. But what's perfect is the Giants fucked up because their coach is an idiot, and he should have milked the clock more. And he left 53 seconds on the clock. So now there's a chance for Nick Mullins to get over 236.5 passing yards. And then we can go 4-1 in this game. Like, what is he? He's at 206. We need 31 passing yards from this guy. Oh yeah, if you guys are right. You're better off if you're the Niners losing this game. The Giants is not. The Giants needed a win. Like Eli said before the game. I talked about this on the morning show. He said, just all the work that was put in. They need something. Super contest isn't going great. I work better alone, to be honest. I work better alone. And the Golden Nuggets going very well, though, Kyle. 5-1 this week with the Giants. We're looking at 6-1 here. We're 36-25-2 in this Nugget contest. 36-25. But now you add 6-1 to that. So we go to 42-26. 16 games over 500. We're starting to make a move. We were in 65th place coming into this week. So if we go 6-1 at 65th, we're going to climb. Like, we should jump quite a bit. Seemed like the clock stopped. What did he just get on that? Come on, where are they at now? Hit refresh. Refresh. You got to be kidding me. Yes, 250. Boom. Where? I think they stopped the clock. I think they got some hometown cooking there. They didn't get that off personally. Seemed like they stopped it at 1. But whatever. It is what it is. But the Mullins prop hits. $250 hits. Boom. I'm telling you, it looked like they stopped it. If this kid hits this right now, like after his first game, and then he hits this. No. Giants win. Oh my God. All right. $27-23. Boom, we hit it. We hit the Giants money line. We hit the teaser to the over. We hit Nick Mullins prop. And we hit the long field goal. The only one we lost was Eli Manning. We went 4-1 in this football game. That's why I don't give a shit whether it's a glamorous game or not. As long as we win. Boom, 4-1. Take it. Four and one. We told you guys. I told you guys all week that the Washington Redskins would beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. People laughed. I said all week the New York Giants would beat the San Francisco 49ers. People laughed. Boom, hit it. Yeah, 4-1 tonight in the NFL. So we go 4-1 in the NFL. We go 0-1 in the NBA. 1-0-1 in college basketball. So what's that? 6-2-1. 6-2-1. We hit the Rangers 7-2. It's going to be a good night. We had a lot of picks tonight. I don't know what the score is in the Dallas Star game. So we hit the football. Let's move on. All right. NHL hockey. Yeah, what's the score in the Dallas Star game? Son of a bitch, we lost. I never win Dallas Star fucking games. I fucking hate these guys. All right, we need the Nashville Predators now. That's our last play of the night, the Nashville Predators. News tonight in the NHL, they settled a lawsuit. Remember the ex-fighters and players sued them because of the concussions. The league basically settled, but without guilt. The league said that they don't believe that they caused that fighting or that these people got hurt playing hockey. That there's nothing that there's no proof of that. But they're going to do this as a common good fund, a goodwill act. Yeah, a goodwill act. A goodwill act ever being taken to court. There's not much money that being, you know. The NHL will pay $17 to $19 million. A little under $7 million will be divided between 318 people, $22,000 each. $7 million goes to lawyers. And the rest goes to research. Like, yeah, so you sued the league and you got $22,000 out of this. Like, it was a big waste of time, in other words. That's the whole thing with these lawsuits. Like, you'll see this with the NHL. Now you'll see, like, basically now another 100 players will sue the NHL in a couple of years. And they'll get a little bit more money, but like the NFL keeps doing this. The NFL never really admits anything. They just keep throwing money at it. They're like, yeah, whatever. Here, fucking take $200 million. You know, it'd be easier for the leagues to actually address this once and for all, and just sort of come up with something and say, listen, we're going to start a fund. And like, the NHL did this with the Twisted, but like the NHL is doing a fund and they're putting $2.5 million into it. Gary Bettman makes like $18 million a year. Like, they don't care. This is all a big fucking scam, this thing. Gary Bettman's a prick. It's a disgrace that he's being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Let's see, Flyers, Jacob Voracek goes off on Uber driver, posted video of Senator players mocking their team. He's actually pretty honest here, but he is and he isn't. He says the Uber driver is a fucking idiot. Do your job. You're an Uber driver. Drive cars. Don't try to sell copies to make money. Get the fuck out of here. He's a loser. What's up, Johnny Roast Beef? What do you mean what happened to Rage versus the Machine this week? We did it. Hey, what's up, Rad Rod? Yeah, we hope you're all right out there. I didn't see Batman. We'll talk about it on the morning show. He might be the best commissioner in sports by default. Adam Silver is the best commissioner in sport, but after Adam Silver, like, I can't argue. Bettman's better than Goodell. Like, Goodell is very bad. And Rob Manfred is kind of indifferent. Like, Manfred hasn't been there long enough to be good or bad, really. But yeah, our thoughts with everyone in California. It's pretty crazy. Like, people are sort of numb to these things. Like, if this was happening in like New York or like the East Coast somewhere, Boston or something, like, they would be like, oh my God. You hear forest fires. You're like, there's always forest fires there. But it seems to be worse. Like, I lived in LA and I don't remember it like this. I don't recall, like, off the top of my head, I don't recall like a million forest fires when I lived there in the late 80s. Not that I would really been that in tune with them. I did read the local newspaper every day though, but like, and watch the news and shit, but there wasn't that many. There were like smaller ones, but not like this. Smog was the big thing when I was there. Like pollution and smog and shit. It was bad, like in those days. I think it's gotten better now with the smog there. Like you couldn't see anything. Like it was fucking bad, man, in LA in the 80s, the smog. Yeah, BC's had this problem as well. $230 people missing and stuff too. That's terrible. Like it really is. Like, yeah, it's bad. I don't know why there's not more help there. Like, to be honest, like there's resources. There's resources to, you know, get more helicopters, get more water, get more money in there. They get, you know, they need help. Like they got to get this shit done. Like they got to get these fires out, and like they're overwhelmed. They're raging infernos, man. Like, yeah, my condolences. I'm sad to hear that, Rad Rod. No, I'm good, Drew. I'm going to let the night die. I had to go back actually to get my charger. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear, Rad Rod, and anyone else in California too, affected by these fires. Like I said, it really didn't get much attention until recently. I don't know. Like, I think that we're all just sort of like, I hate to say it, but we're all just sort of numbed out by these things. Like there's just so much like bad news on the news. Like I can't even keep up with it. I generally watch more news than the average person. And like these mass shootings and shit, I don't even notice. They're like, oh, and that shooting. I'm like, what? Like that happened last week? Where? Like it's just so common. You see stuff. It's like, oh yeah, you know, fire, shooting, death, fucking church, fucking hate group, this, fucking nut job, fucking loner, psycho. Like it's just one, like everything. This is such a negative era that we're living now. I don't know if it's the most negative. I guess it is the most negative era, or it's just that, you know, we live in where everything's filled now, right? I mean, the world's always been a crazy place, but it seems like just everything's sort of accelerated. Like honestly, like if you look around the world, like the world's pretty much on tilt right now. You know, Saudi Arabia are whacking people. The Latin American countries, there's revolutions going on. People are starving. Yemen's in a fucking massive crisis that no one pays attention to. The US is all polarized. Canada, Trudeau's an idiot. Like, you know, Britain's in this Brexit thing and it's a fucking mess. The EU's a mess. Like everything's a mess. You know what I mean? Like just basically the world is a mess. Yeah, Russia's economy isn't doing well, but Putin's doing well. Yeah, that's the thing with this stuff. I never understand. That's the thing I never understand with like these fires and stuff like this. It's like there's money and there's resources to do it. You know, like this is like, you know, when there's a hurricane and they get all this FEMA money and all this type stuff, like I said, put the fucking fires out. But I don't want to get political, but let's be real. I mean, the fact that, listen, California is a big left-wing state, and Trump isn't exactly fucking, I don't think Trump really cares, to be honest. Like, that's his deal. I mean, like, if Puerto Ricans all voted for him and shit, he'd be gung-ho. Right? Like, remember when something happened in Florida and Alabama? Oh, we got your back. We got your back. California is like, hey, you guys are doing a shitty job putting the fire out. I'm going to cut the funding. It's because, that's pretty much what it is. But like I said, I don't want to start anything political, but listen, he's not the only politician that's done this before, right? Like, all politicians basically, it's like local shit. Like, when Rob Ford was the mayor of Toronto, it was the same thing. Like, Rob Ford got smoked in Toronto. Like, no one voted for him in the city of Toronto. Like, Rob Ford was kind of deceptive. He was the mayor of Toronto, but basically it was all the suburbs that voted for him. So, like, Rob Ford, like, hated the city of Toronto. like he didn't care. You know what I mean? Like, basically, like, they didn't like, he fucking plowed the snow and shit. He made sure, like, the snow got plowed in his neighborhoods that he got voted for. But that's politics. That's the way politics works. Like, on a local, federal, national, whatever, man. It's basically, I remember the Liberal government fucking years ago in Canada. Some like lady complained about something in some small town in Canada. She left like a voicemail, like basically on, she complained about like a tree in her yard or, whatever, some sort of local type of deal. She had a problem with this though. So she contacted the local politician in charge, but the politician actually told her, I know you didn't vote for me, so go fuck yourself, basically. Like, he looked up the voting record of her. And he said, I see you, like, you're a lifelong, you never voted for me ever. You don't vote for our party. And he goes, now you're calling me for help? Like, he looked bad and she saved it. Like, she fucking had a tape of it and shit. She played it. Like, the dude looked bad after her, but but let's move on. This started with our thoughts and prayers for the people of California. Yeah, Rob Ford did mean well. I don't know. I'd say the jury's still out. You got to give Doug Ford a chance. You've got to give Doug Ford a chance. He hasn't been premier long enough to judge him. I will say that he screwed up this pot thing pretty good. For a guy that was all gung-ho about having stores and open markets and shit. I don't know what the deal is, like, with that mailing stuff. All right. So, man, like I said, the Dallas Stars always get me. The Dallas Stars always get me. I'm going to need to get, I need to get the Preds home here. It's 0-0 right now still, if you want to jump on. It's 0-0 with 6 minutes left in the second period of play. 31-27 for the Washington Huskies right now. They were big favorites against San Diego, the Toreros. The Clippers are up 64-61 at the half. We got a high-scoring game. Sacramento, good team this year. Yeah, decent team this year. They're up 75-70 on the Spurs. In-game total is 213.5. I think the total was 216 in that game. I stayed away. So whatever happens, we've had a profitable night. That's all we can ask for. 4-1 in the NFL. 1-1 in hockey so far. 1-0-1 in college basketball. So it's not bad. We'll take it. We were 6-2 yesterday as well with our posted picks for the Patriots. We tweeted them out, 6-2. I should have posted the Cowboys. I usually post them on Sunday night. I fell asleep last night, though. I did talk about the Cowboys all day. So anybody that watched the show knows that I like the Cowboys. I gave the Cowboys like 13 times on the show yesterday. We were on for fucking 6 hours. I won't kick you out, Mighty Motive. Yeah, we'll talk a little hockey when it's warranted. I'll bring up Bettman in the morning. I don't know what the deal is in Quebec either. I haven't been there. I don't really have a reason to go to Montreal right now, to be honest. Hopefully the Expos come back one day. So, hey, the Giants get it done tonight. That's good. So, like I said, 6-1 in the Golden Nugget contest. I believe the standings will be released tomorrow. So, we'll update that. Normally, I'm not a standings guy. I just sort of, I look at these contests basically as sort of like a golf tournament, right? I'm not really playing against other people. You're competing against the golf course. All you can do is just get the best record you possibly can and hope for the best. But, I made the mistake of peaking earlier at the standings. And now, I'm always curious on a weekly basis just to see. But I don't live and die by the standings. I know there's a lot of football left. I wouldn't want to be too high, actually, because then there's pressure. I would handle the pressure better now than I have in the past. I remember once in my early years, it's actually the first year I played. I think it was the first year I played in the Super Contest. I was really excited to play in it. I was living in Vegas, and I was in like 27th place, like 30th place in like November at one point in time. Late November, I was right there. I was hanging around, and I totally choked in December. Like I really choked. I went like 1-4 basically like every week in December. I felt it, and I choked. The year that we finished in 8th place, we didn't choke. We did a good job of like maintaining, we basically went 3-2 every week. Like, we got in, like we were like in 28th place or 20, whatever. We were pretty high up there, and we kept going 3-2 and like creeping up the ladder. Now, only the top 20 wins in the Golden Nugget. So it's difficult, only top 20. And really 20th place really isn't great. It's more the accomplishment, It'd be nice if you finish in the top 5, like the Nugget first place is really good, but I'm not really thinking first place. Like when I look at these things, I just sort of, I hope to finish in the money, you know what I mean? And then whatever happens, happens. The only thing is, the Golden Nugget contest is very difficult. See you later, Mike DeMarco. See you in the morning. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the morning. Michelle Serpico will be back. We got a good show tomorrow. We got Ernie Hudson from Ghostbusters. We've got Ernie Hudson from Ghostbusters and Pete Annapolis tomorrow. It should be a good show. And the return of Michelle Serpico. Yeah, I don't really know what the monetary split out is in the Nugget contest. I kind of do. There's $308,000. There's $308,000 in the pool, and it goes to the top 20. I think it's like, yeah, that'd be a good idea, J Rod. I think first place is like 200K. And then there's a couple of nice prizes in the top 5, and then it sort of peters out where it's like 3,000, 5,000, 3,000, etc. Yeah, that guy really was hammered. So 40%, 20%, 10%. So top 3, that's pretty good. 40% of $308,000 isn't bad. The thing with the Golden Nugget contest is it's very hard. Like, there's a lot of people with good records. There's a lot of people with good records. So it's kind of relentless. You got to understand, too, in the Golden Nugget contest, guys, I started out 5-9. I started out 5-9. So I've went from 5-9 to 42-26. 42-27 or 42-26. So pretty impressive turnaround after the 5-9. I stumbled out of the gate. The only game I lost this week was the Michigan game. I took Michigan in the contest, and see, 11-20 getting $1,000 back isn't great. You're only getting your money back. You should get something. I mean, thank you very much, Chase Briggs. So look, we're in 65th place right now, but we just won 6-1. And I should note too, full disclosure, I should have went 5-2. I should have went 5-2, but if you recall, I made a mistake with the Lions game. I wanted the Detroit Lions, but I took the Chicago Bears in the Nugget contest by mistake. Yes, that was a little bit of luck. So, like, if I end up winning by 1 game or something like that, we can say, oh, man, that mistake really helped. You know what happened too is, though, once earlier in the year, I made a mistake and I got him to change it, and I would have won if I would have left it. So it's sort of evened out now. I've made 2 mistakes in the year submitting the picks. 6-1 is really good though in that contest. Like, getting 6 wins at a time is a big chunk. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to catch these guys that are ahead of you. Like, coming into today, I know I had 36 wins, and I know the guy in first place and the Nugget had 45. So I was 9 games behind. Like, it's a significant margin. Make more mistakes. Good for him, 60K on the Giants. It was announced today that DraftKings is opening up a sports book in Mississippi. It'll be DraftKings' first sports book. DraftKings missed out on jumping on the Meadowlands. You know, between like FanDuel, I guess just was quicker or had the vision more, or DraftKings wanted the app. But the app is one thing, but there's a lot of competition in the app world. Like MGM's got an app in New Jersey now. William Hill has an app in New Jersey. Bet365 is coming any week now. Yeah, so that's pretty cool in Biloxi. Yeah, good shit, Grinch. I'm glad you cashed it. The thing is, I can tell you, I know this in the state of New Jersey was you can't put like sports books anywhere. Like you can't put sports books everywhere. Like basically, you can only put a sports book where there is gambling already. Like you can only, you know what I mean? So like there was gambling at the Meadowlands for horse racing. You know, there's gambling in casinos in Atlantic City. There's gambling at Monmouth Racetrack, right? So like they're allowed to go where there was already gambling. So DraftKings was sort of in a weird spot where there wasn't a ton of locations, right? Will Hill jumped on Monmouth right away. They were like the first ones open, Will Hill at Monmouth. FanDuel was thinking big and got the Meadowlands. And DraftKings has sort of been just the app, but FanDuel sports books are doing much better than DraftKings just because they have the book, right, at the Meadowlands. Ooh. So he only went 3-3. So I'm catching up. I'm catching up right now. I gained some ground. So there's not sports betting at Del Mar in San Diego, is there? Not yet. Well, of course the Ducks just scored. Why wouldn't they? Yeah, that's the cool thing about England. You can bet everywhere. That's good. You can bet on anything there too. Like you can make your own bets up in England. Like you can just walk in and tell them, I want to bet on the weather, fuck, you know, or you know what I mean? You could like go and bet them. You could tell them, listen, I want to bet you that I'll be the president, you know, and they'll give you odds. They'll be like, no, you're not going to be the president. We'll make that 1 million to 1. Right? Like you can, a lot of guys in England, you hear about the bet. You can, you hear about like the people that go and they bet, you know, my kid is going to score a goal. What's up, Sandu? My kid is going to score a goal in the World Cup for England. That's a pretty common bet there. Yeah, you tweet in any bet, they give you a price. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't understand why California is so slow on this. Like I really don't. Now listen, Vegas will always thrive, right? you know, the death of Vegas is premature. Vegas has evolved, and Vegas, people need to understand, like, sports betting is only 5% of a Vegas's handle of like the casino. It's literally 5%, and some places less. It's like it's maxed out at 5%, basically. There's a reason why the sports books are in the corner, and you know they're not that big. Like, it's not, sports books are not a big priority for casinos, so they're not in a panic, you know. But it would, California, it would affect Las Vegas a bit. There's no doubt about it. You know, it would affect. But the thing is, like, people go to Vegas for the betting and the shows. Like, I was thinking about that the other day. Like, even today I was thinking about it. Like, I like the FanDuel Sportsbook. It's cool when you're there and shit. I don't have a problem with it. But it's not as cool as Vegas, you know? Like, the cool thing about Vegas is, first off, doesn't take forever to get to the casino. Secondly, Vegas casinos aren't as packed as the FanDuel Sportsbook. There's not big lines in the Vegas casino because there's a million sportsbooks there. So there's a few books with big lines, and on Super Bowl there was a line or whatever. But for the most part, there's not big lines at most books in Vegas. And, you know, if you don't like one place, you can cross the street. You know what I mean? Like, that's the cool thing. You know, you're in Vegas. It's like you can watch the 1 o'clock game somewhere, and all right, we're going to go over to that place now. And, you know, you can place your bets everywhere. Weed is legal on the street. Fucking, you know, weed's legal there now. So, like, you know, Vegas is always going to provide that experience. Like, I look forward to going back to Vegas, even though I bet here, you know what I mean? I'm hoping, we're going to see what happens, but we're hoping we have to go back to Vegas to collect some money in this contest. It actually wasn't the liberals, Rasta Joe, that blocked sports betting. Just in case you care about facts, but it wasn't the liberals that blocked sports betting. Now, the liberals quick to get sports betting going? Probably not, but they're not the ones that blocked it. Well, FanDuel is the big one in New Jersey, in the New York area, Ken, but there's big ones in Atlantic City. I don't know. Like, there's a few names of casinos. There's new names. I'm not really sure. No, the Green Party didn't block it either. Really, sports betting in 2020 for California. Oh, good shit, Louisiana. No, it was, in case anyone wonders why the sports betting, I've told people a million times, but, not a million, but why the sports betting bill was blocked in Canada. It was blocked by, this is ironic, fuck. It was blocked by the NHL. It was blocked by the NHL. Bettman has enough juice in Canada and hockey in Canada, whatever. Bettman put up enough of a fucking stink and talked about how it was going to be the end of the NHL and it was a horrible idea and how he's so against it. Now he's in Vegas and he's cutting casino deals and FanDuel, so whatever. And it's funny because Gary Bettman was asked about this last week or a couple of days ago. And someone said, you know, basically, you used to be against this. And what about in Canada? Are you still against this for Canada? And he basically said no. He said times change. And he said, I think with the current state in America, it's time for Canada to look at their laws. So now Bettman wants them to legalize sports betting, essentially. Bettman's not going to block it. So I would imagine it's going to come up. Now, Bettman couldn't block it, but the thing is, Bettman, hockey's big in Canada, and also the Canadian, like the owners of the Canadian teams, they got to Jacques Demers. Jacques Demers was the one that blocked it officially. Jacques Demers, for some reason, is a fucking senator, man. All right, the guy shouldn't be a senator. He's a good hockey coach. He's a nice man. I know him. He used to come on my radio show all the time. He was nice to me, but like he's not elected, right? He's appointed. It's like, oh, he won a Stanley Cup and he's a nice guy. Fuck. So let's make him a senator. But the thing is, in Canada, senators don't do anything. Like they're just appointees. They go to golf tournaments. It's like honorary. Like they're not voted. They have no power, but they do. Like, so basically the Canadian Senate has never blocked anything on Parliament that Parliament's like said we want to do. Like they've never blocked anything, but they have the power to. And it's like no one even knew they had power until this. They blocked this. It was Jacques Demers. Jacques Demers basically convinced like other politicians that if you do this, the NHL is going to get all pissed and blah, blah. And like, it's going to hurt the lottery. And like, it was just a shit show. I know someone like on the inside at the OLG that like even like knows everything about this. And he basically said like the OLG is sort of for it, but you know, it's they make a lot of money with the pro line as it is right now. Like they kind of like it. You know what I mean? Like they're making a lot of money. They don't put a lot of work into it. I think they're worried that if they open up a sports book, they're going to get beat. I think that's another thing. And but they won't get beat. But I think they're worried that, you know, we're already making a lot of money. Like you'd be surprised how much money Proline makes in Ontario. Like it was, I think it was like 5-10 million a week type shit. It was big. Like people bet a lot of hockey, man. Like I was surprised by the numbers actually. And they make like very few percentage of people win. So they're making a lot of money off it. But the crazy thing is what I don't understand with them. The crazy thing is what I don't understand for them is no, Florida is not getting sports betting. They said no. They put it in like the school funding question. I don't know why, but oh yeah, there's a big betting pool in Ontario for the NFL pools and shit. That's the best bet there. They're right. There's big money. So I would imagine that, yes, that I think there will be sports betting in Canada soon. Yeah, it's like, it's ironic. Exactly. Like the people that could do it are the ones blocking it, kind of. Like if they really told Demers to shut the fuck up and get out of the way, he would. But they didn't because they're like, well, we're already making a lot of money. And now I know Quebec. Now Quebec is always like sort of the maverick place, right? The Quebec was like one of the first people to have a casino and stuff, like 24-hour casino and shit. Now I know Montreal. I remember years ago, Lucien Bouchard. He passed away. He was the premier. He was like a big separatist, but he was actually all right. Like he was very like screw everybody. You know what I mean? Like he was like, oh yeah, like he wanted to like be the best, right? So sort of had a little drapeau in him. So at the casino, he actually asked. He said, "How come there's not a sports book here?" And he said, "Sports." And he basically said, "Wouldn't it be like people watch the Montreal Canadiens here and bet on sports? Wouldn't that make sense?" And he was told, "It's Canadian law. You can't do it." And he said, "Well, we're in Quebec." He goes, "We'll do whatever we want to do." And so it was the Quebec government and the Parti Québécois, actually, for a bunch of separatists. They were pretty gung-ho. They came up with the idea. He wanted a sports book on a boat. He basically said, all right, we'll go off the shore, the St. Lawrence River, into the water, international water. And the Canadian government can't do anything about it. And basically he lost. He got voted out. He was going to do it. Like he was pro Expos. Like he put money into the F1 and stuff. He was into sports, that guy. So he was all gung-ho about sports books on boats, like Mississippi. Like they were even going to like get the Mississippi model. Like that's what he wanted, like Mississippi casino gambling boats with sports books. Yeah, Florida went backwards in this last little deal. Like, yeah, Florida banned dog racing. They're shutting down the dog tracks. Fuck. Florida banned dog racing. They banned offshore oil drilling. They banned vape pens inside or like everywhere, like vape pens or whatever. Like they're not illegal, but like you can't smoke them anywhere type of thing. And this is what was bizarre. This is what was bizarre is that they voted against sports betting 70 to 30%. Like there's no way in hell Floridians even understood the question, basically. But the thing is, like in tricky Florida politics, the sports betting bill was like hidden. Like it was in like a prop to like cut school funding. Like I didn't realize this at first. Like I looked into it and it was literally in a prop to cut school funding. Like they somehow like it got tacked on to like some weird bill. And I was reading, they were saying that it was the Seminole fucking tribe that got it done. They're very powerful, right, in Florida, the casino owners. And they were very anti-sportsbook unless they were the ones doing it. And I guess they told them, no, you're not going to be the only ones doing it. Like, we're going to have them at the racetrack at Hialeah and Gulfstream. And you know what I mean? No, like, it's going to be everywhere. And they fucking made a big stink. And I guess they're pretty big politically. Like, I don't, you know, dude, it's all politics. Like, it's like the state of New York. Like, you're telling me in New York City you can't find room for a sports book, and you could save like Niagara Falls on the American side, which is desolate. Seneca Casino could really use a sports book. In Canada, Niagara Falls book casinos, there's 2 of them there that do well, but they would do great if they had sports books. See, that's the thing. At the Canadian Casino Niagara, there's 2 casinos in Niagara Falls on the Canadian side. The Falls View, which is like the fancy one. It's like a new fancy, really fancy building and shit. It's kind of uptight and dickheads. And then there's the other one, just called Casino Niagara, that's sort of more lower brow, you know, cheaper tables and shit. And Casino Niagara actually has a nice sports book. Like they have windows and they have like big screens and they have everything up and everything. And it looks like Vegas. Like it's actually nice. I was surprised when I walked in. I was like, wow. But all right, we'll take a look at the Bowling Green. I never win when I take unders. Yeah, but they make you take 2 games. So it's very strange. Like at Pro Line, you can take 2 games on some tickets. Now we should note Quebec. Once again, Quebec is ahead of the curve. Quebec is taking single bets now. Like they're just doing it. You know what I mean? But they don't have a sports book. But you can bet a single game on their ticket. You can bet the Super Bowl. Like they're taking future bets. Quebec is now. They've been taking futures for a couple of years. Like the Quebec sports lottery is by far the best one in Canada. Like it's not even close. Like Quebec sports lottery is basically a sports book with as many options. Like, and they let you parlay anything. Like basically you can take a tennis match parlay with the Canadians, who's going to score the first goal, to like how many body checks will be in the game. Like they're nuts. Like they have everything. Like Quebec is taking bets on the Emmys, the Oscars, politics, sports, car racing, like esports. Like if you can bet on it, you like, dude. Last time I was in Montreal, I asked. I said, "Give me the all sports sheet in the store." It was 6 feet tall. It was as tall as me. Like it was literally like to the fucking ceiling. It's overwhelming. Oilers win big, you say, on Tuesday night. All right. We'll take a look. Hopefully I can get Nashville fucking to tie this game and come back. Of course, Nashville haven't lost a game on the road all year long. Fuck. Of course, I have them now. Now they're losing 1-0. Still 20 minutes left, though. All right, we'll wrap up the show in a couple of minutes here. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and close up shop. Warriors are losing. I actually like the Clippers tonight, but I didn't have the kahunas to do it. Didn't have the kahunas to do it. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll do a quick line check in the National Football League, and we'll wrap things up here. That big Monday nighter next week in Mexico City, the Rams and the Chiefs. Rams are 2.5-point favorites, total 63.5. Somebody asked me earlier, actually, what my early lean was with this game, and my early lean is the Rams. I like the fact that the Rams have already been in one of these big showdowns this year. You know, they just got the Saints a couple of weeks ago. I think this, I think they're just sort of a little bit more ready for this big game. But losing Cooper Kupp hurts them. Like, don't kid yourself. Losing Cooper Kupp hurts. The Cooper Kupp's very good. He's like a safety valve for Jared Goff. They can afford to lose him. Like, it's not like their season's over or anything, but it's not ideal. Yeah, it's not ideal. Like, now, basically, like the Rams, and I don't know, I get the feeling the Rams are going to get screwed somehow in the end. Like, to me, the Saints are going to win the Super Bowl. I don't really bet too many futures, but I think I might do it, actually. I like the Saints last week at 5-1. It's down to 4-1 right now. To me, it's looking like the see you later, Profits for Life. Good to see you, bro. Thanks for tuning in to the Fantasy Sports Network with us. To me, like, it looks like the Saints are the best team in the league. All right, we're up to 50 thumbs up, but if you haven't given us a thumbs up yet, please do it. Give us a thumbs up, like the video. Remember to support SBR, check out their videos, and check out Bet Online. Yeah, Josh Reynolds is all right. He's going to go up. Really, what's going to happen is Reynolds will be okay, but what I really think will happen is just basically Robert Woods is going to be more important, and Brandon Cooks. It's not like Reynolds is suddenly going to get a shitload of targets or anything. Yeah, feel free to give us a call, anybody. Although everybody are more of tweeters and texters now and everything like that. Yeah, good luck, Paco. Watch out for our boy Walter Trotter. He's a damn good poker player too. He won the SBR poker tournament at the IFBC. We wish you guys luck. I'm not much of a poker player or fan, really. So it's what's the score in the hockey game? Is it still, has the period started yet? 9. It looks like the Warriors are in trouble. It's 90-81. Still in the third quarter. Late in the third quarter though. The fourth quarter's about to start actually. 1-0. Third period just started. Like I said, Nashville are 8-0 on the road so far this year. So we're gonna get out of here, but we got a good Thursday nighter. I should note, if you guys are paying attention, I know some of you do. It's been like 5 weeks in a row that our best bet has won, that are sort of, and I'm not really putting more money on them because I always lose when I do that. And I always lose when I put best bet next to it, when I post these picks. So, like our isolated pick of the week has cashed. Our isolated pick of the week this week was tonight's game. Our isolated pick of the week last week was the Monday night with the Tennessee Titans. Usually I know right away too when I look. I'm looking at the NFL board right now and I see some spots I like. I like the Atlanta Falcons against the Dallas Cowboys. The odds makers are all over the place with the Cowboys. The Cowboys are favored, then they're getting 7 points. See, look, the Cowboys, and I was on the Cowboys last night, and I was against the Cowboys on Monday night, and I'll be against the Cowboys here. So it's not like I'm picking on the Cowboys. I liked the Cowboys last night, but now I don't. This is the thing. Like last week, the Cowboys were 4.5 point favorites. Suddenly they were getting 7. They're getting 7 at Philadelphia. Now they're getting 3 at Atlanta. The only thing is Atlanta are better than Philadelphia are. Like if Philadelphia is a division rival, you throw out the records. Philadelphia's offense is kind of sputtering. Atlanta had one bad game and now everybody gives up on Atlanta. Like that's how you make money in the NFL. You fade what happened a week before basically because of the overreaction of the public. Now I'm not saying you automatically bet on against teams that won the week before, but the odds makers overreact and it's not really them. They know what the public is going to do. So you got to remember the odds makers aren't really setting a number because they think it's going to happen. They're setting it. They're just trying to get you to bet it. But the Falcons, the Cowboys, not a good matchup for the Cowboys. Cowboys match up well with like playing teams and shit. Like they're not going to be able to keep up. Their offense is too pedestrian to keep up with the Falcons. Thanks, Casey Olsen. Yeah. I didn't even bet the Bills yesterday, Casey. Hey, Olsen, I see you're in the Golden Nugget contest, though, too, aren't you? Hey, so best of luck. Hopefully we can both finish in the money. And the other game that catches my eye here, although I got to tell you, I'm getting tired of losing money betting against them. They're a better football team than I gave them credit for. Though I guess I'm almost obligated to go back against them one last time here, but it's a monster game. It's the Sunday nighter next week. We got some good primetime games this week. The Sunday nighter, the Minnesota Vikings get 3 at Chicago. It's pretty much for the division, really. It's a massive game. I think the Vikings are better than the Bears are, but, you know, they lost Thielen. And I don't know if I can trust Kirk Cousins. Like, Kirk Cousins doesn't win big games, and this is a big game, but I mean, he's making $25 million a year. He better be able to beat the Chicago Bears. This is like, you know, Vikings were 13-3 last year. Like, they thought they were going to be better. The Vikings are good. It's not like I'm burying the Vikings right now. I'm telling you, this is a big game next Sunday night. Massive. And Bears have the look of a playoff team, though. Like I said, I'm getting tired of getting in front of the Bears and losing. So I'm not locking in any official, you know, pick, but the one that catches my eye the most are the Atlanta Falcons, especially at 3. Like, I don't really get this. They'll outscore the Cowboys. Packers and Seahawks on Thursday. That's a great Thursday nighter. I lean with the Seahawks right now. Panthers lay 4 at the Lions. Panthers didn't play well on Thursday night. They should bounce back. They're not a great road team. This was 3.5. It was bet up to 4 quickly by the Sharps. Like, Detroit appeared to have pretty much quit for Patricia. They don't like him. You could tell. The Titans and the Colts is a big game next week. I think the Colts probably beat them, to be honest. Titans are due for a letdown. And this is coming from someone that liked the Titans the last 2 weeks. You'll go broke betting the same teams every week in the NFL. All right, I got to get out of here. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Give us a thumbs up if you haven't. I appreciate the 70 thumbs up. I appreciate SBR and everything that they do. And I appreciate everything you guys do and tuning in and checking us out. Check us out in the morning. We're going to be on at 9 o'clock. We'll be back here with you tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. I'll be on at 4 in the afternoon with the Raging Redhead Cam Stewart. And the Nashville Predators have tied it up. So let's get this Nashville Predator bet on the way out and go 7-3 on the night. I added it up. I think that's what it's going to be. If the Preds lose, we go 6-4. If they win, we go 7-3. But forget about the push. We won't count that. And then thing is, I had the Giants on the money line on one of them. So even a 6-4 with the money line is pretty nice. It's really like 6.5 and 4. But if we hit this Predators at 7-3 with that giant money line, following up a 6-2 yesterday, would be pretty good. That's how you got to make money. You got to string together 3-4 days, good days in a row, and then you got to have a bad day, but string it together again. You know. Other than that, you're on your own later.